Real Madrid returned to training this week without any news on the front, although it is true that on Monday, Alvaro Carreras, who was signed by the club shortly after the Club World Cup, had his first contact with the group. Franco Mastantuono will join the next few hours, although he cannot train at Valdebebas until he comes of age. The one who remains in doubt is Rodrygo goes, because his continuity with Xabi Alonso is not guaranteed. Despite Goes going on holiday, telling Madrid of his desire to stay with the Whites, the transfer market continues and movements point to the Brazilian leaving Chamartin, especially after Arsenal, as reported by Defensa Central, have revived their interest in Rodrygo, who was far from his best last season and, despite everything, remained an undisputed starter until he disappeared at the end of April. His last match was the Copa del Rey final against Barca, 3-2. Alonso rescued him at the World Cup, but he only played 92 minutes, resulting in a very poor record for a player who still commands his market value. According to Transfermarkt, Rodrygo is valued at 90 million euros, although no offer has yet arrived for him at the Concha Espina offices. With a contract until 2028, Florentino Perez would accept his departure for a minimum of 100 million euros, although, like everything in life, it is negotiable as long as there is respect between the parties. While in England, Arsenal are reportedly looking for a loan with a purchase option, mandatory or not. For next year, Fabrizio Romano recently suggested that PSG could be interested in the Madrid number 11 if Bradley Barcola ends up leaving the Parc des Princes. The Frenchman is in Liverpool's sights, who are also closely monitoring Rodrygo after failing to sign Alexander Isak. The former Real Sociedad player will not leave Newcastle, who, in turn, have been unable to sign Benjamin Sesko, having been poached by Manchester United. Arteta adds more mystery. Arsenal, who have already spent more than 200 million euros this summer transfer window, following the signings of Kepa Arrizabalaga, Martin Zubimendi, Christian Norgard, Noni Madueke, and Victor Gyökeres, could still hold out hope for the signing of Rodrygo, whom they ruled out a few weeks ago due to the player's desire for a salary of around 10 million euro net. Mikel Arteta, the Gunners' manager, recently spoke about the club's roadmap between now and the close of the transfer window and left open the possibility of further signings. Let's see what happens in terms of the team's position in the coming weeks. We are actively examining options, and there are also some players who could leave, the Basque manager recently stated. Arteta, who is looking to compete with the big teams in both the Premier League and Champions League and win some of those titles, already let it slip that this year in London, they had to fight in every way. If you want to win titles, you have to be the best in the market. The teams that win are the ones with the best players, the former footballer asserted.